Right. Okay. Well, hi, everybody. Thanks so much for coming to our presentation. We have a new exciting travel insurance program between Jocelyn and CAA Travel. A lot of you already know me, but if we haven't met before, my name's Vanessa. I'm going to be the travel insurance specialist. So we're just going to do a little quick chat. Promise it's going to be less than 15 minutes, and we're going to talk about this new program. So, what we're going to talk about today is just the process of getting a quote, some of the products available, and we're going to preview a client communication that's going to be going out. And if you have any questions, then we can definitely answer those as well. All right. So we're going to be able to sell Orion Travel Insurance. They're CAA's travel insurance company. They're owned by CAA. So this is actually a really exciting thing. It's new and it's a pretty unique opportunity that a very few brokers are actually able to sell this directly. So it's a pretty exciting thing that's coming out. So just a little about me. Some people already know this, but I actually, before I started at Jocelyn, worked at CA for about 20 years. I sold travel insurance through Orion, which is their company. It was introduced about 2009, I think. Before that, I sold Manulife and a couple other companies. But just to show you how long I was in the industry, for my very first day at CAA was September 11th, 2001. So if you can believe that, it was a pretty crazy day to start a brand new job. But I always like to say that if literally from day one, when I worked in the travel industry, I pretty much could take anything that the travel industry could throw at me. All right, so we'll do the next slide. Okay, that's my face. So I have a new title. It's Travel Insurance Specialist. Most of you knew me as the Policy Document Coordinator. I will still be doing that job, but as well for the forward-facing clients, I'll be the Travel Insurance Specialist. That's my direct contact information there if you need to get a hold of me directly. And then how does it work? So say your client wants a quote for travel insurance. How do we go about doing that? So how it works is this first step is to email Jocelyn Financial. So the email is gibfinancial@jocelyn.com. Super easy. Put the subject line travel quote. I'll get that email. In that email, though, if you could provide the client's name and their preferred contact method. So some clients like an email, some clients like a phone call. But if you could let me know and provide that email or phone number, if possible, that would be super, super helpful for me. Sometimes if a client has more than one phone number on file, this happened the other day, I had to kind of guess. So if you could if you could even ask the client which way they would like to get that information, that would be great. And then me, I will, or whoever's covering for me, if I'm not here, is going to reach out to the client directly. So I will go ahead and call them directly and get whatever they need, their questions answered, or if they want to set up a policy. I do have a direct booking link as well. It's in my email signature. So we've provided that so that clients can schedule an actual appointment with me at any point as well. Okay, so what does CA Travel offer? So this is some of the core coverage options that we have at this moment. So just single trip medical insurance, just a regular old, start date, return date, a single trip insurance policy. We also sell vacation package insurance. So what that is like a package includes medical, trip cancellation, interruption, and baggage. Um, we also carry multi-trip annual plans. So what's really cool about this is actually probably our most popular. But what it does is it's really recommended for people who take a couple trips a year. It's super convenient. Um, and what I really like about it is that there's different options available for clients. We have vacation package annual plans. We have daily trip annual plans for just medical only, as well as a couple other options like daily plans and things like that, or sorry, per day plans as well. So how this works is, oh, maybe not sure if someone's talking, if they could mute themselves. Sorry. Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. All right. So, um, sorry, let's go back to the annual plan. So, yeah, so there are different days that you can purchase per trip, as many trips as you want through the year. But one of the really cool things about an annual plan is that they cover unlimited coverage inside Canada, but outside of Ontario. So no matter how many days per trip you purchase, for the annual plan, you get unlimited coverage inside Canada. Another thing that they offer is visitors to Canada. So this is essential workers or coverage for people who have, say, student or work visas, people who don't have OHIP, or say have family visiting from another country. Um, and the thing that I think that really makes CA travel insurance stand out is they have something called a pre-existing medical conditions optional rider. So this feature allows an optional rider to be added, to be purchased to shorten the amount of time that a client's pre-existing medical condition must be stable for. So the industry standard is usually 3 to 6 months, and this rider can shorten it to only 7 days stability requirement. So it's a really, really great option, especially for people who have maybe just had recently had any changes to their medical history. Okay, so new features coming April 2026. So we're going to eventually have a booking site so that clients can quote and purchase insurance independently via direct link through our website. We're going to have standalone Canada plans. Top up, this is the one I'm most excited about. So we can easily add extra days to an existing policy. So say if a client has a credit card and they want to add extra days, that's something we can do for them. Rental vehicle damage insurance. This is coverage for rental cars if they don't want to use their own insurance or they don't have car insurance. Group products. So this one's kind of cool. It's a specialized group plan. So for people who have, say, a sports team traveling, church groups, destination weddings, and we can put something together through CA directly, and oftentimes they can do a whole group plan. Non-medical vacation package, pretty self-explanatory. It's a vacation package just with no medical insurance. And then standalone trip cancellation and interruption. So that's all coming in April. Okay, so this is our communication. So we are going to be sending this out to our clients to tell them about this new and exciting program and how to find out more. So you can see that my information's on there as well as that they can book an appointment. We've also added a link that to show that the client can get 10% off with their CA membership. So if they're not a CA member, they can join through that link. It is not mandatory for the client to be a member to purchase the insurance, just like our home and auto CAA. But it is a discount. So sometimes clients are going to want to know that. So just to let you know, so this is actually a pretty exciting thing, this communication. So CAA has a very tight hold on their marketing and their system. So it was really, really exciting for us to get this communication approved by them. So we worked really hard to make sure that they were okay with it. So we are one of the very few brokers who can actually sell this product directly. So that's why we really want to make sure our clients know because it's a pretty awesome program. So first, Amanda's going to send out the copy of this communication to all Jocelyn employees so you guys can look it over and review it before it goes out to our clients. And then later today, this afternoon, it's going to be sent out to the clients via Pathway. All right. So does anyone have any questions?
This is awesome.
Thanks. I was just kidding. Anybody can ask a question. Oh, Patrick.
Yes. Uh, sorry, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I just have a couple questions.
Okay.
So yeah, this is pretty cool. My first question is after the package is sold by you to a
Mhm.
client, um, does how how far is the broker still involved with that policy and the client? Like if they have
So,
questions about it and
oh
stuff, like
yeah. So yeah, I always have follow up with the client. So if I sell a policy, then they will contact me if they have any questions, they need to top it up, make any changes, anything like that. Yep, they'll just come through me for sure. I
awesome.
think that's what you mean, right?
Yeah, perfect.
So I'm very, very diligent about making sure every policy I sell is in Epic as well as the documents. So if a client ever came in, you will also, and they needed a copy of their paper, um, say it's always going to be on Epic too. So you'll have access to that if you ever need it. But of course, if I'm available, please call me and I can help them.
It's a good
Awesome.
question, Patrick, because the process is different than like a home and auto policy or a commercial policy. Very similar to like a life policy or group or disability policy. So that
Mm.
service work is going to be handled not by the CSR on the file, but by, in this case, Vanessa, because it's travel. For the most part, it could be Joe and it could be Nathan or it could be Romano too, depending on not just who sold it, but who's available if in Vanessa's absence. But at least for the time being. Um, but yeah, good question.
Yeah,
That's
for
great.
sure.
Awesome. And then just kind of more of a general question, like what would be kind of your typical example trigger when a client you're talking to a client like that um like, oh, I'm going to recommend this package to you. Like they just mentioned something like, oh, I'm
Oh,
going on vacation.
I ask a lot of questions. Like, that's a good question. I ask a lot of questions, and because I've been doing it for so long, I know exactly basically the minute I ask a lot of questions like, are you looking for this? Are you looking for this? How long do you travel? How frequently do you travel? Et cetera, et cetera. So I even if they're annoyed, I still ask those questions because they need to know that we offer other things because I want to make sure that they have the exact fit for the policy that works best for them. So yeah, I ask a lot of questions, and because I've been doing it a long time, those questions I've got them pretty fine-tuned. So so I can usually can tell pretty quickly what kind of policy that they would need. But the beautiful thing about the system I use is I can do multiple quotes at once. So I can give clients literally 3 or 4 quotes in a very quick succession. And then I basically let them make the decision, but I also let them know which they think or give them the best options and would work best for them as well.
So Patrick, do you mean
Awesome.
like what would the customer say that would indicate they're actually looking for travel insurance?
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
sorry.
oh, that's okay. That's still good info though.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, what would be something that they say like we're going to travel? I mean, obviously that's an obvious one, but or
Yeah.
I'm not sure about, I don't know, Vanessa, in your experience,
A lot of
are there
people
some,
say I'm planning a trip. I'd like some travel insurance. A lot of people just ask outright. We get quite a few calls from reception, even calling in asking for travel insurance. So if they mention that they're not sure where to go, you can definitely give them my information.
but
Awesome.
that's a good kind of trigger phrase, when you're talking to your customers about, something maybe they're doing for their house, but they're going to wait until they get back from a trip, or they're going to, do it before they go on a trip. It's like, hey, you're going on a trip, we can help with that if you need.
Hmm.
So those are good things to cue on. So it's a good question, Patrick.
Is
Or
Awesome.
this
if they're
only a
reducing coverage on their car while they go away, you could suggest
Oh
Vanessa
yeah.
for their travel
Yeah.
insurance.
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Is this
Um,
only available to our clients,
Nope, nope.
or it
Anyone
it
can
can be
purchase them.
anybody?
Anybody. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So if now that's a great opportunity for us because then we can start asking them like, oh, if you remember, then so there are no CA offices in this area anymore. The closest I think is London. So we're kind of hoping to corner the market even just for that, so that people aren't having to call a giant call center. They can call me. But it would be a very good opportunity to kind of, do you have life insurance? Do you have this? So yeah,
Yeah.
we're hoping that this will lead in. So yeah, absolutely. They do not have to be a client. In fact, I've sold many policies to non-clients. So
Okay, good.
for sure.
Vanessa, just a question. So
Yeah.
we used to
sell to go quite a bit. So what
Mhm.
kind of like what's the medical limit? Like I know there was 5 million with to go and you could go higher. And also just in case somebody was inquiring with us on it, I'm assuming there must be a number or something. If somebody was traveling and they had a situation, a claim,
Yep.
I'm assuming there's a number that is
Yep.
provided as well. Just wanted
Yep.
to understand that process as well.
Yep. So once the policy is purchased and it's issued immediately, there's a wallet card that's issued. So I literally email it to them or print them off and mail it to them, or they pick it up in an office. I know for sure that Listowel definitely has had my paperwork printed there. So yeah, then there's a phone number to call. They have WhatsApp, they have email, they have everything that the client can use to contact the insurance company directly for a claim. But it works pretty slick. But yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I think it's $5 million coverage. I believe, right, Scott? CA had mentioned that they're increasing that. I
Yeah.
just don't remember the timeline as
I,
to when that's coming through.
Yeah, so we know it's actually doubling. So their base is going to be 10. I think it's coming in the spring, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So, but
Yeah.
for now it's 5.
Hmm.
And just to give everybody a bit of background, so and we've talked about it some at the town halls, but not like necessarily in this detail. We've been after a CAA travel contract since we've had CAA, so that long, and this is how long it has taken. They had a real tough time getting their heads around how a broker could sell CA travel. So Vanessa's 100% right. It has been a super big struggle to get to this point, and there's more product that's coming our way. It just takes time. So we started out with a few product lines, which is going to expand to the full product line. We expect in the spring. We're just waiting for all that to take place. But their new product is going to be even more enhanced than what we have today. So we're excited. I know Vanessa's excited about that and being able to add on those other product lines like top up and whatnot, and they are coming. But it has taken the remember CA, like Vanessa explained, it was all about agents. They didn't understand brokers. They were an agent driven model. So we've been trying to change their minds on what's effective. And literally, we're the second broker in Ontario, just so you know, that has this. And so, yeah, it's very exciting.
I have a quick question from Opal, hopefully.
Yes, I didn't want to interrupt. And maybe I missed it. I missed the first couple minutes. So maybe I missed it. But on CAA's end, so we're sending out all this promotion for us to our clients. But on CAA's end, will it show up that Jocelyn is a local provider? Do you know what I
So
mean?
so when so I think yes. So it shows that we're the brokerage. I think that's what you're meaning, right?
No, like when you would
No,
try and get travel insurance and you wanted to find like an in-person place,
yeah,
and it would say you can go to Kitchener, Cambridge, or
Oh,
wherever.
no,
Does Jocelyn
no,
show up?
no.
no.
So
Oh, okay.
the answer to your question, Opal, is no. And the reason is this. We are a broker. We are not part of their direct agent network. So their
Okay.
direct agent and so we are working hard. Our job is not done here. So I'm just telling you, this is a conversation that we have on the regular. Um, it's always very interesting conversations, and they nod and smile and they go, "We understand," and then they say they're not going to let us, right? So it's just so we'll continue to push on that. We want to be part of that network so that people can understand where to come. Uh, in time, that may happen, but for right now, they advertise their agent network and we do the rest of the advertising for us. So
Okay. So at this point, it's we can yell it loud and proud.
100%.
Yep.
Okay.
Please
Perfect.
do. We want this for
And it
sure.
and it sounds like, before if somebody had a pre-existing medical condition, it was sometimes challenging to find them some travel insurance. So it sounds like based on this, that is a little more options with CA, which is great.
Absolutely. This was huge. When for the first time I heard it, I was floored because it's always been sorry about your luck. especially in some cases. I don't know about to go, but some insurance companies used to be 12 months. So if a client had any hospitalization change in medication, which is maybe even a good reason that their medication changes, they had no coverage for that particular condition. So this is massive. Like it's about 40% of the policy to add this rider on. But it is so valuable for clients. They get that peace of mind. Instead of 5 million, it does drop that condition to $200,000. But the fact that they can get any coverage at all is huge.
For
Huge.
most, it's the
So
difference between not going
exactly.
and waiting a week,
Yeah,
right?
and one
So
last question too, like what's the price point on these policies? Because again, somebody who was elderly and maybe had a medical condition, it would be super expensive. Are you finding that it's obviously pretty competitive, the pricing?
I would say they sometimes can be a little bit on the higher side, but because you're getting a little bit more value, like I will say, I didn't say this in the presentation, but CA has the highest, if not, or sorry, one of, if not the highest claim denial, sorry, not claim denial rate. So they very rarely deny a claim. So even if the client fills out the medical declaration wrong, that used to be, sorry about your luck, here's your refund, you're done. If you fill out your medical questionnaire wrong, CA works with people and they will make sure that they do everything in their power to make sure that those medical questionnaires are filled out correctly, but that also they don't leave their client high and dry. They will just make them pay the first $5,000 of any claim and then any difference in the policy. So say the client says, I genuinely forgot that, a few years ago I was put on GERD medication. That isn't a lot. Like they didn't lie, they didn't purposely misrepresent themselves. So the insurance company will actually help. So they have a very low decline rate, is what I was trying to say. So they are excellent for that. So I think that's one of the reasons we really wanted to work with them too, is they're pretty awesome for that. Joan, do you have a question?
I do. I just wondered when someone is traveling out of province, do they need travel insurance then?
Yes.
That's a question I've had lots of time.
Yes.
When someone is just going, to
Yeah.
BC or whatever, do they need it? They assume when they have the OHIP.
Mm-hmm. So how it works is OHIP will only cover what it covers in Ontario. So if there is a discrepancy between provinces, so price wise or like so for good example is air ambulance. Oh, Alberta covers air ambulance with their government health insurance plan. Ontario does not, but we subsidize it. So most of group benefits plans cover it and things like that. But but because OHIP does not cover it, if you got an air ambulance in Alberta, it is not subsidized. It can be thousands of dollars. So that kind of thing. Plus, it covers things like basically above and beyond what OHIP will cover. Now, Canada Plan Insurance is extremely economical, and it is covered with an annual plan automatically, unlimited days. But yeah, we always recommend people to have it outside of Ontario
And I
because you
don't think
never know.
people think about it when they travel across Canada. People do
No.
not think about it. So
No.
great upsell. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
that's why I
think
usually sell an annual plan just for that bonus. It's very, very good to
yeah,
have.
it's
Yeah.
called OHIP, not Canada HIP.
Yes,
exactly. But people
exactly.
you just don't think of it, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
good to know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Any other questions? I feel like we've run over time. I'm sorry, everyone. I promised I would be 15 minutes, but but I love the questions. I'm so excited. And please, if you're too shy to ask, call me. I'm here all day. You can give me a shout, and I would be happy to answer anything else. All right. Is that it?
Thanks,
Awesome.
Vanessa. Sounds
Thanks,
exciting.
everybody.
This
Thank you
is
so much for
awesome.
coming.
Thank
Great
you.
job,
Appreciate
Vanessa.
it. Take
You did
care,
Thank
great.
guys.
you.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.